Hello, Danny.
Hello.
How are you doing on this wonderful Friday night?
I'm doing all right.
That is good to hear. I'm gonna swap screens here. Boom. All right, there's that screen. There we go. All right, I got the emote. I apologize for the messy bed. I just got back from work and I haven't really had a chance to like do anything here at home. Um, and Danny said it's a relatively short TWAB, so I'm not really too pressed about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So for the video, obviously, Danny, as per usual. How was your week? And you have any plans coming up?
I have one planned thing next week, but I can't talk about it just yet.
Gotcha.
And hopefully, within like the next 2 weeks, I will have a desktop.
Nice. Yeah, I saw that on Twitter. Someone basically like just bought you the full out setup.
Yeah, they were just like, no, you're not waiting here. Like, okay. All right.
Well, now you can put that money towards something else.
Yep.
Are we finally gonna get full 3D Danny?
Well, I can use the model that I've had for like over a year finally, once that's done.
That will be super dope. And talking about the model, where can they find that 3D model at, Danny, when it goes
I,
live?
you can find it on my Twitch channel and probably on my YouTube when that when I get switched over to that, because I'll probably have to take some days off to assemble and set up the desktop. But we'll see.
Makes sense. Makes sense. So, uh, with that being said, I think we'll just hop right into the TWAB and call it an early night. Yeah.
Yeah, this one's not super in depth.
Yeah. And much as like we've done for the past couple weeks, we're not gonna go over the last week's shit unless it's something that's very important. Which, if I'm gonna be honest, there really wasn't that much last week that was really important.
Oh,
Other than Iron Banner and Osiris, getting their dates swapped due to a bug, where players were going invis. Other than that, there really was not much about what
no.
happened last week. Now, with this week, they are talking about the world's first race winners. Uh, the Lightfall developer insight video. They're also going to be doing updates to Commendations and Guardian ranks, the new exotic quest, Trials of Osiris is back this week. Iron Banner will return next week, Tuesday. The Destiny Players support team, there's going to be some updates on that. And of course, obviously, the movies of the week and art of the week. And we're just going to kind of go right into that. So, uh, Team Hard in the Paint, just as we discussed last week, won the world's first, and Bungie did an interview with them. So I think that's super
Yeah,
duper great. So
cool.
congratulations, yeah, congratulations on them for doing it. Um, and then if you do some of the challenges or whatever, you can actually go get the new exotic shotgun, Conditional Finality. Which, what a wild ass name for a gun.
I have seen it, and it might be one of my favorite new exotics that they've added to the game in a long time.
Can you tell me exactly what it does? Like
It
what's
is
what's the gimmick?
it is essentially the first of its kind, really, because it's a double barrel shotgun and it has solar in one barrel and stasis in the other.
Fire and ice.
It, however, does something on top of that because
Okay.
it causes freeze, shatter, scorch, and ignition all in those two shots.
What the fuck?
Two shots does 120,000 damage to
Oh
bosses.
my god. What? Oh,
It
that's
is an
disgusting.
absurd shotgun.
Okay, now I have to run Root of Nightmares. Like I'm
It's
obligated to now.
such a cool shotgun.
You're joining us for our Root of Nightmares run on Sunday, right, Danny?
If I am around, I would be down for that.
We're probably going to start early because Lord knows, even though it's a short raid, we all know that our group takes for fucking ever. And I would like to finish a goddamn raid at some point.
It is. I am really happy that they added ways to actually increase your chances of getting it at the end.
Yeah, for actually doing the challenges, which normally you could just straight up ignore. So that's super cool. I'm a big fan of that. Um, the Art of Lightfall, they just go into the development. Basically, it's a video that you can go watch on the Destiny homepage for YouTube. Updates to Commendations and Guardian ranks. This
Yeah.
week's updates bring some welcome changes in quality of life improvements to the game, including an increase to the exotic engram drop rate for completing Legend and Master Lost sectors. We'll get into that. That is nuts. However, on Tuesday, we also reduced the commendations requirements for Guardian ranks 7 through 11 to better fit our player goals for the future. Even with plenty of data and experience, it's tough to predict social system behavior until it's in the hands of our community, which, I'm gonna be honest, does make a lot of sense. I get that. So, the new requirements are for rank 7, you now need 460 instead of 750. For rank 8, you need 790 instead of 1250. For rank 9, you now need 1290 instead of 1750. For rank 10, you need 1530 versus 5k. And now for rank 11, you need 1800 instead of 6000. Rank 9 to rank 10, that is a massive, massive jump originally. So I'm glad to see that they changed that because that is a very welcome change. We're not done making changes to commendations and guardian ranks, but we'll be updating you all with more info soon on what's to come, i.e., moving the Lost Sector objectives to higher guardian ranks so fewer players are stuck at rank 6. And then let's talk about that for a moment because there's a lot of shit in this one paragraph. First
Yeah.
and foremost, increasing the exotic engram drop rate for Legend and Master Lost sectors.
Yeah, pretty nice. That's a pretty good change considering right now Legend Lost sectors are 1830.
Yeah, and on
They are
very
quite a bit more difficult.
very sweaty, and on top of that, it is still the only way to get some of the newest exotic armor pieces available for a lot of the classes.
Yep.
Especially ones that are like very, very integral to several builds. For example, necrotic grips is still a legend and is still a lost sector specific exotic, and that fucking pair of gloves is dummy damage, like stupid fucking damage. Especially with Strand right now with a ranged
It
melee.
is it is really strong with Osteo.
Yeah. So I'm really excited and I'm really glad that they're doing that specifically because I'm gonna be honest, the drop rates were already ass. They were
Like
already they were already ass. They didn't guarantee you like an exotic every run.
on Legend it was 25%.
Yeah. So I hope that it's at least up to to at least 50% because some there are some lost sectors that I'm gonna be honest here. Uh there's some of them that fucking suck. Like literally every single lost sector on the moon ever sucks balls to try and run. They're all awful to try and run. Like you're better off just doing literally any of the EDZ lost sectors whenever they're in rotation. Um, so, in my opinion, at least, the moon lost sectors suck ass. Your thoughts on that, Danny?
And they could be worse. Like the ones that actually for me give me the most trouble are, let's see which ones. The actually want to say the Throne Roll ones because
I
the
mean, the
Lucid
Throne World,
Hive.
yeah, but at least the Throne World ones are fun though. Like,
Because like
because you get to
on
go back.
Legend, specifically the one with the wizard on Legend, those architects will one shot kill you. Plus, you have two unstoppable ogres to deal with.
Yeah, I still hate the moon. I will still forever hate the moon, just because their lost sectors are fucking long as shit.
They are pretty long.
Yeah, I mean, two of them are just too damn long. They're just too damn long. And they require such weird fucking mechanics for a lost sector. The Shadow Keep was not a good DLC, like gameplay wise. That shit sucked. Also, fuck nightmares. Um, but in other news, again, the commendations again, I very heavily agree with. This was this 6,000, 6,000 recommendations seems a little fucking high for rank 11. That means
Yeah,
6,000 people have to fucking commend you. And if you're fucking spamming strikes, most people are probably not commending you. They're probably like, all right, I'm in strike, I'm out, I'm going back into rotation. Like,
there's also the thing for the longest time it took forever for the commendation screen to actually load, and by
oh
the
my,
time it loaded, everyone had already left.
exactly. So, like, if they fix that loading time a little bit, it would make sense. Overall, though, the commendation screen, it does look good. If you're willing to wait, like, the 45 seconds to minute for it to fucking load.
The only thing that I'll say about like commendations really is that I am in the group that does not think it should be tied to Guardian rank at all. I like the commendation system. I don't like that it's required to rank up.
I think I kind of agree with that because a lot of players just will not care about it. I think
Like,
Guardian rank should be your own individual ability, right? Guardian
it's
rank
like,
should be everything that you have done as just a person. Like now,
yeah,
mind you, if you manage to like, let's say for example, right, like in a raid, right, which is a if you're doing a look for group or you're doing a Sherpa system, right, like it's one thing to commend someone, especially someone like a Sherpa, right? Because there are
yeah.
several fucking content creators that Sherpa rates, right? Oh god, what's the main one that's on Twitter all the time, Danny? That I see, um, shit.
I
Trying,
know, what's his name?
I know, you know exactly what I'm talking about because he's super chill. I'm trying to remember his name. I barely watch any Destiny 2 content creators, and I really should. Um, but I mean, as far as I know, if he Sherpa'd almost every single raid at least like 150 plus times.
Not Jake, is it?
I don't remember. But like it's insane. Like obviously, if someone Sherpas you and teaches you and takes the time out of the day, like yeah, stick around, give them a commendation, like you should. But in a regular fucking nightfall strike, you're not gonna be doing that. You're gonna get out of the strike, hop into a new one, and rinse and repeat. You're not staying around to do that. So, and again, that should be a like a side triumph that's not tied to anything other than a singular triumph on the board, right? It's I've been commended this many times. That's it. It's not tied to like any special sparrow or ship or gun or whatever. It should just be a separate fucking triumph that you can put on your little banner that says I have been commended by this many players
Yeah.
to show that I am a decent fucking player and I help people.
Yeah, like as it sits right now with it being required, a lot of the commendations are just being farmed. Because like I know when it was first added and the requirements were super high for Guardian ranks, people were just loading into like a checkpoint of a raid, getting together and like just doing it, and then just throwing commendations at each other and just continuing that.
Yeah, and I very heavily agree. I'm not a fan of the system, especially from a casual player base standpoint. Like, trying to grind this many commendations for Guardian ranks fucking sucks.
Like,
That's, like, to get to rank 7, 460 people have to commend you. I barely see that many playing, like, a whole day of Crucible.
yeah,
Like, the
like
fuck?
all the time that I put in so far this season, I am at 492.
If it was through the old system, you wouldn't have even been at rank 7 yet. You just passed rank 7 now. Like
Yeah,
that's insane. That's legitimately insane. So, but overall, it's nice that at least that they were lowering the requirements. But I kind of agree with you. I don't think it should be tied to Guardian ranks. ranks. It should be a separate triumph of just, hey, I
Like,
was commended this many times this season.
it's way more reasonable now, but it shouldn't be tied to it.
Hard agree. Now, along with that, good work, assistants. We hope this time you've had the chance to play the new Exotic Quest Node OVRD Avalon. If you haven't, you might want to visit the Gulch and the European Dead Zone, EDZ. Take a look, then a second one, and you might start noticing those fancy white cubes literally hanging around. We'll leave the rest to you, but let's just say there's several of them. Upon your first completion, your fire team, or just you if you're brave enough, will be awarded the very cool exotic glaive called Vexcalibur. It's a special weapon, and not only because of the special ammunition it fires, its perk allows you to build a replenishable void overshield, and you can also craft and enhance it. In order to do the latter, you'll have to wield your fancy new glaive while exploring the various angles of the Vex network that this quest opens. Use your head, but also your glaive shield to go farther each week. Then craft your personalized version of Excalibur and make an old friend proud. Although there's no Lady of the Lake in this story, if you find yourself in front of a certain radiolarian pool, do your old friend a favor and assert your authority over whatever repurposed mind you might find. And yeah, this quest was... Whew! So, for those of you that did not stop by my Twitch stream, and Danny stopped in for a little bit, Rogue, Buddha, and I decided to do Avalon. Um, Bro, that was a clusterfuck. That was a clusterfuck of a mission. It was fun, but holy shit, they literally were just like, you know what? Let's take every possible imaginable Vex on Nessus and throw them into a singular fucking room to just beat your ass with. Is exactly what happened.
I actually have a fun story when I did that.
Okay, let me hear it.
Because I did that with Faye, and I died once. The
Yeah.
whole time.
How many times did Faye die, though?
I think only 5.
Alright, that's roughly about where, like, Buddha, Rogue, and I were at. Was there.
I have been shown the strength of woven mail. Woven mail is really strong.
Yeah, I haven't done the Warlock one to get Wanderer yet, and I haven't seen it yet, and I'm probably going to see it this Sunday when I go to check it out, because I'm halfway through the fragments now. So I get to finish grinding those out, and that's going to be fun.
Those terminal overloads give a lot of meditations.
Yeah. Moving on, so that way we're not here for, 2 hours. The Saint Awaits. Trials is back. Yay! Yeah. Not really too pressed. Though, a couple key things. First and foremost, they do have fire team matchmaking enables in Trials, and because of it, they have removed the freelance node.
Yep.
And on one hand, I get it, because it's just going to automatically place you in a group. And it's going to be people of your kind. However, on the other hand, Trials still sucks. Trials still fucking sucks balls. Like, Trials is still ass. And it's going to continue to be ass until they fix their actual matchmaking. So, I really don't give a damn. On the other hand, though, there's a new weapon, the Immortal, which is a 750 RPM Strand Legendary Machine Gun.
Nice little SMG.
God, that is disgusting. Then there's Astral Horizon, a kinetic aggressive frame shotgun returning with some new perks. Where or not, Slideshot Surplus and Opening Shot are still there, but would keep an eye on Shot Swap or Elemental Capacitor if I were you. I'm curious, what shotgun are they talking about, Danny?
I actually really like Astral Horizon. It's a pretty solid shotgun. More so for PvE than PvP, in my opinion.
Really?
Because it's a kinetic shotgun.
That's fair. So it's actually worth taking as a secondary. Also, because every fucking kinetic got a buff.
It also just in general can roll with some pretty solid PvE perks.
Yeah. And I think, and honestly, I'm gonna be honest. I think Elemental Capacitor could be super fun on it.
Yeah, and it's not terrible. Shot swap though, I don't know about that.
What is Shot Swap?
If I remember correctly, you gain charges, I think, with other weapons, and it just allows you to swap to it faster. Which, eh, I don't think I would like pass up other perks for that. To be honest, just throw in a handling mod.
That's fair.
Same thing.
Yeah, that's fair. Um, So yeah, and then one more key thing to note: don't forget that the Trials of Osiris reward system has been slightly changed to work the same way as other tower vendors. Instead of carrying your earned engrams with you, they'll stay with Saint 14 until you decode them. Apart from the currently featured ones, there's the option to focus weapons and armor sets that are no longer in rotation for a certain number of engrams and resources. Trials engrams from previous seasons can't be used in this new system and must be decrypted at Master Raoul. And I think that's fair and that makes sense. And honestly, I'm actually really okay with this change because it means that you can actually, have room for fucking engrams. Because,
Yep,
goddamn, how many fucking engrams did we pick up last season, Danny?
a lot.
I lost count
There
after
were
230 something.
there
And that was
were
over the
a
course of
few
like a
too
month.
many.
There's a lot. Iron Banner
Uh,
returns next week. Nothing new. But they do have two new rewards. Yoram's Claw, which is a pulse rifle, which will still probably be ass. And Bite of the Fox, which is a sniper rifle to all of you PC players. You will love this, most likely. Because
Probably
it's a
not
sniper,
actually.
and you all are fucking sweaty as shit.
I Bio the Fox is actually one of the snipers that I just cannot stand because its zoom is way too high.
Now imagine if they gave it a lower zoom, though.
If they gave it a lower zoom, I'd use it. But like, I think most snipers in the game need a lower zoom.
I think they should give you a third option for zooms for snipers. I feel like all of the snipers, because if I'm gonna be honest, we have the customization available. I would really like to see, uh, and if I'm gonna be honest, and this may sound a little whack, I would actually kind of like a sniper with an ACOG scope, an ACOG
Mm,
style scope, because most snipers, when you zoom in, it blacks out part of the screen, or it zooms you in too heavily, right? Whereas an ACOG
yeah.
scope gives you just a little bit of zoom, but it still allows you to see to the sides of the fucking zoom. So you can flick shots everywhere. And I think it would be nice to see a couple snipers actually have that third style zoom, and it's all just base ACOG zoom. It's like most ACOGs in games are like 1.5 times, so it's not that much, but it's enough. And that I would kind of like to see that. What are your thoughts?
I would like to see something that's not zoomed in on their pores at the very least. Like, Bungie, don't be cowards. Bring back No Land Beyond. Give me my Iron Sight sniper back.
Oh my god, that sounds disgusting. Do you just want a longer barreled version of DMT? Is that what you're asking for?
Basically.
I'm kind of here for it though. I mean, that's just that. You know what, Danny? Though, if they do bring it back, you are, and I will say this now for YouTube prosperity, you need to make a YouTube old school LMG uh, Call of Duty montage.
Like, I will be using it.
Getting 360 headshots.
Like, if they bring it back, I'll use it. Because, like, it's in the game files. Devram K has it. He's had it since the game launched.
It's just sunset.
It's just like, it's just there. I just want my gun back. Because it was funny, because in D1, that used primary ammo.
What the? A sniper used primary?
Yeah.
What the fuck? Who thought that was a good idea?
I mean, they didn't have infinite primary ammo.
That's fair. That's fair. Though to be fair, it was also a lot easier to get primary ammo though.
For the most part. that gun kind of made it hard because you can only hold like 12 rounds. You did not have a whole lot of ammo.
That's fair. I was gonna say backup mag. Anyone? Get a couple more shots. We're gonna move on here. Contest mode emblems. Blah 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 blah. It's contest mode happened. Uh, so it's there was some bug stuff, and especially Nezarek apparently this past week has been very very buggy. Where he's been wiping people when he's at 0 HP. I don't know if you saw that, Danny. Um, I think it was on. I'm trying to remember. Was it on Salta Greppo's stream? Or someone I know a content creator did a two or three man Root of Nightmares run, and they got Nezarek to 0 HP, like fully 0 HP for a full 5 seconds before he decided to wipe both of them.
That that's funny.
It's
That's really funny.
Yeah, it's apparently that's been a bug, and I hope to see that changed down here somewhere. Along with that, Twitch drop emblems for stuff for the rewards. D2 ritual reset, daylight savings time, obviously. Um, so yeah, known issues. Let's see if we can find it in here. Some players are unable to unlock the EDZ. What the fuck? What?
It's pretty funny.
Oh, okay.
Some of these.
Oh no, we need to go through these now, cause that is fucking hysterical. Hold on.
There's a lot.
The preservation mission in the Throne World is not available for newer players. Some players are unable to unlock the Throne World. Returning veteran players do not have access to all weapons and ghost mods. Veteran players do not receive the correct amount of lore books when they rank up for the first time. Countdown and its variants are not added to the weekly Crucible challenge. Reservoir burst explosion with subsistence can sometimes fail to activate on kill. That was last week. We saw that one. The Adept Trials of Osiris hand cannon is getting 1 round less in the magazine than the non-Adept version. That was also last week, if I remember seeing that. We saw this last week too. The grav lift on Neo Muna is tied to frame rate, causing players with higher frame rates to die upon landing.
The frame rate thing started in Witch Queen, and it's still going because there are several times when people on lower frame rates are surviving direct hits from rockets, and people on higher frame rates are dying to just splash damage.
Yeah. The Mark All as Seen button in collections is no longer functioning. There was a Mark All as Seen button?
Yeah.
I didn't know that existed. I didn't see that when I was playing this week. What the fuck? Bro, that makes life so much easier. Also, it's probably because it's not showing up, apparently. The Dimensional Hypotrochoid, the fuck, grenade launcher can have a range. No grenade launcher should have a range masterwork.
That's really funny because that's a waveframe grenade launcher. So that literally does nothing for it. It does nothing for it.
That's whack. Non-Lightfall quests show up under the Lightfall quest category. Hunters that die and have strand reapplied will lose their first strand aspect.
That one I haven't had. So that one must be really situational.
The Hunter Gauntlet's Thunderhead grips are missing as an ornament for armor synthesis. Certain heavy weapon archetypes are not benefiting from equipping a third reserve mod. Players are no longer able to equip the Unbroken title. That's random as shit. What is that title for?
That's the old Crucible title.
Oh, right. Restoration reverts to a lower timer when reapplying the original source of the buff. That's kind of shitty. That's a really bad bug, actually. Weapons can mark targets through Titan barricades. Yeah, we saw that one. We saw what that does.
That's really funny.
We're looking at you, fucking new pistol. You OP piece of shit. Threat of Generation stops functioning on hunters for grenades that aren't grapple after using their super. What the fuck? Unpowered melee can produce fast melee combos in quick succession. What the fuck? I'm just imagining a Titan just going JoJo's Bizarre Adventure fucking on a fucking Minotaur.
That's really funny because the hot fix that came out yesterday actually did something that's been making me laugh pretty hard.
Which is
They nerfed the fuck out of Syntheset Glaive.
Are you surprised?
Syntheset basically doesn't work with glaives anymore. They just flat out killed that.
Wow. That's
So,
insane.
bye-bye Titan melee builds.
Knowing Titans, they will still find ways to, punch shit effectively.
Oh, it's back to grenades now, probably.
Yeah.
Grenade spam.
Players experience a black screen when previewing armor bundles on PS5. That's weird. Equipping a large amount of decaying armor charge mods start to deactivate tier 4 and 5 artifact mods from the player. Okay. Some players on Steam are unable to progress past the class icon loading spinner on launch. Please send us your DX diog on our help forum. And commendations are grayed out as already given in some activities. All right. There's some weird. I'm surprised that the Nezarec one is not showing up.
Because that one was probably discovered after they had the patch notes written up.
Which is
Since the
weird
hotfix
because I
was
saw
today.
this on Tuesday.
Yeah, they had this fix ready for toward the end of last week. They just had to get it verified.
Over the weekend, that would make sense.
Yep.
Yeah. All right, we're gonna move on to the artists of the week. The Crucible himself, Neophyte R, made a drawing of Lord Shax. I'm pretty sure that spelling his name without yelling is illegal, and that's some solid art. That is some solid art. Also, getting the Twitter posts and the artwork done before the movie feels weird to me.
Yeah,
Uh, the Soul Theta disciples in terms of Chadness. Obviously, it is Rolk, followed by Nezarec, followed by Bucktooth Callus.
accurate. Like
That
in
is
terms
pretty solid.
in terms of like what they've done. Yeah, no, that's accurate.
God, Rabbit Callus is gonna live rent free in my head.
Alice was like barely a disciple of the witness for more than like a tiny bit before he just got obliterated.
Yeah, no, hold on. Nezarec from the raid. Is that actually full blown Nezarec, or is that like a fragment
That's
of Nezarec?
revived Nezarec.
Oh, it's Nezarec when he came back. Alright, so we whooped his
Nezarec,
ass. So we whooped his ass again.
they updated the lore tab for Nezarec. Nezarec was the leader of the Black Fleet during the first collapse. Actually captured the veil for the witness. The only reason that the witness never got the veil is because Savathun backstabbed him.
During the first collapse?
Yep.
Huh.
Savathun is the only reason that humanity didn't get completely wiped out.
Good old Savathusi.
That's some interesting lore updates.
Savathun was already scheming.
Savathun is always scheming.
I'm just glad that we got to. So wait, hold on. How did Nezarec die the first time?
Savathun stabbed him.
Oh, you actually meant backstab.
Yeah, Savathun actually killed him. And cursed his corpse.
And that's why during Season of Plunder, we had to recover all of his fucking body parts.
Yep, all of them were cursed. With hide magic.
That explains why. Okay, noted.
And Rolk, we don't need to talk about Rolk.
Yeah.
Rolk did a lot.
Not gonna lie though, he is the most Chad out of all of them.
His only attack in Val is to kick. He just kicks. He doesn't use a weapon. He just kicks Guardians to death.
I don't know about you, Danny, but that's pretty Chad.
Yeah,
It's a pretty Chad move. I'm still can't get over fucking Bucktooth fucking Callus.
that's so good.
That
That's
is
so
so.
good.
God, Callus was bitch made. And now we're gonna get the videos. And it's Among Us and Destiny 2. Just because obviously recently we had the Among Us Destiny 2 collab where you could get Destiny 2 skins in Among Us, Amoguth. So yeah. Along with that, there is Vern. Oh, hold on. The YouTube video is by Vibes.
I love that I know exactly how they made those.
Verdusk on Twitter did the spoiler-free Lightfall experience, and I'm gonna assume that it's just Nimbus being Nimbus. Is this video?
I appreciate them.
Wow, that was actually a really short section. Okay. So,
Yeah,
yeah. So, overall, just some kind of quality of life changes and some updates. So, yeah, no, not too bad. Not too bad. Um, but yeah, I mean, what do you think so far, Danny? Because again, it was like you said, it's a very light TWAB. But there's some actually like very like important key things you just kind of have to filter through the fodder, you know?
like there's a few key things in it, but I think we're getting back into like the normal length of TWABs now. Like they're
Yeah,
kind of focused on making sure everything's running, and we're not gonna hear anything until like midway through the season,
yeah. When we start to
probably.
see, yeah, when we start to see more information about what's happening. I mean, we're gonna see a lot of information about Season of the Deep, which is next
Yep.
season. Like
Like
there's
mid.
already like, and this is probably going to be the first ever DLC that the main story is actually going to be not just in the first season, because a
Yeah,
lot of the Lightfall story is in season 2, which is the first time we've ever actually done something like this, right? Whereas, obviously the seasons are kind of like mini stories in a whole, whereas
yeah.
this is just a straight up continuation. So,
Like I am interested to see how it's going to play out because they used Lightfall as a setup.
yeah, which is weird. And I know a lot of people were not impressed with Lightfall. It is by far not the best expansion. However, a lot of people have been saying that it is by far not the worst. Because Curse of Osiris will forever take that fucking dump.
Curse of Osiris nearly killed the game.
Yeah. So it is certainly interesting. And I want to come back to this at some point again when we get to see Season of the Deep. Um, because if they add a secondary campaign to it in Season of the Deep, I think that will be a little bit more redeeming.
Like, I will say, like, story wise, it's not the best expansion. Actual gameplay wise, it's definitely up there.
It's
Like,
definitely up there. Other
quality of
than
life,
other than recycled Cabal.
yeah. Like, you throw away the recycled Cabal and you look at the actual core changes that they did with this expansion, and I'm happy.
Yeah,
Everything works better aside from the things that are currently bugged.
yeah, and I think we can all agree. I think definitely the Tormentors felt so much more challenging than the fucking Lucent Hive. Holy shit.
They do, and again, I'm gonna say this. I like the Tormentors more than Champions.
I 100%, I wholeheartedly agree. I like the fact that you can still execute them when you can finish them at low HP.
And you don't need specific weapons to damage them or stun them. You
Yeah,
can use anything.
just does it deal damage? Cool, shoot it.
Yep,
Like, congratulations, you now have a weapon to deal. Look, if you put enough bullets down range, you will kill a Tormentor.
yep.
You just have to make
And
sure that that Tormentor doesn't kill you first.
some of the Tormentors, by the way, you can stun lock with Strand. You can just permanently suspend
Yeah.
them.
Yeah.
Also, their melee units have a ledge that they have to jump up to. Just keep going back and forth from that ledge, and they can't hit you. You can bug out their AI.
That's great.
They have to be on even level to melee you.
Lol.
It's really funny.
So yeah. With that being said, Danny, where can they find you?
You can find me on Twitch and YouTube under the same name.
You can also find me on. God damn it! This stupid fucking like singular piece of hair has been like annoying me all fucking episode. I'm sorry. When you go to watch the video, Danny, you're gonna see like one strand of hair just absolutely annoying the shit out of me the entire time.
Understandable.
You can find me on Twitch and YouTube at Domini Fox, or you can also find me on Twitter at Domini Fox 1. So yeah, very very fun. With that being said, yeah, light TWAB, not too bad overall. But
Yeah.
with that being said, thank you all so much for stopping by. We both really appreciate it. We all hope that every one of you that are watching has a wonderful day. And as always, don't be a sweat lord. We'll see you guys in the next episode.